Okay, welcome Shrikant to the Conscious Leadership series, and thank you very much. So this series is all about portraying conscious leaders who have literally portrayed conscious leadership in their workplace and in their environment. So what is this conscious leadership all about? Well, friends, there is enough research that has showcased that only 29% of leaders today in this VUCA world demonstrate human-centric leadership. So think about a situation that there was a challenging project, but the leader's impact or the leader's behavior had a profound impact on you. They empowered you, they supported you, they believed in your potential. And that brought in a huge, massive outcome by way of a successful project. Well, today I'm going to introduce Shrikant Kamblii. Shrikant Kamblii is a seasoned professional with a distinguishing career spanning over 30 years in the construction and real estate industry. He holds a BE in civil engineering from BGTI and has gained extensive experience in the development of residential, commercial, malls, and hotels. Throughout his career, Shrikanth has demonstrated exceptional leadership and project management skills, and he possesses a deep understanding of project execution from inception to completion. His strength lies in his ability to oversee large-scale projects, managing multidisciplinary teams, and deliver high-quality development on time and within budget. Shrikant's notable roles include his tenure at Pan Cloud Club Limited, the Phoenix Mills Limited, and currently he is the COO at the Lodha Group. Shrikant's extensive experience, coupled with his strategic vision and technical expertise, makes him a formidable leader in the real estate and construction sector, consistently driving successful project outcomes and fostering innovation. So, welcome Shrikant once again to this Conscious Leadership series, and I'm so glad to host you.
Thank you, Smita, to hosting me, and thanks for your kind words and kind introduction. Uh, I'm happy to see you after so long. We were colleagues in Phoenix, but today, after so long, face to face, we are seeing each other. And congratulations on your new endeavor, what you are doing. It's really great to see your this side and this journey, and all the best for this your this journey.
Thank you so much, Yia. And I think we've known each other for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
And I always used to see you as a very calm and composed leader. I know in the real estate space, the pressure a leader goes through, dealing with so many stakeholders, internal and external. And in some sense, even with in the unorganized space, in some aspects, the contracting space. But I always saw that calm demeanor in you, and I used to always wonder then, how do you manage this calm and composure and still deliver the most complex project? So my first question to you, Shrikant, what does a conscious leader look like for you?
First of all, what is consciousness? If you are unconscious, then either you are in coma or you are dead. So conscious is you are living. When you are living, then you prosper, you aspire, you progress. So always in any, as per me, in any aspect of life, consciousness is very much important. So conscious leader, I think, is always about, he's aware about the situation around him, very clear about the goals and the team working on those goals. He knows the strength and weaknesses both of his team members, and most importantly, positively tries to enhance the strengths and negate the weaknesses very smartly. Another most important thing I see in a conscious leader that he removes the fear of failure from the team. He collaborates and he empowers. And most importantly, recognizing the efforts of team at right time in right manner. I think these are the most important, attitudes. What I see in a conscious leader, it has to be there.
Uh, you beautifully put it, and you summarize the whole aspect of conscious leader in such a simplified manner. But I see a lot of people really struggling with the work pressures and still being a conscious leader. The element of empowering people, the element of removing the fear of failure, that is absolutely profound, which I call is it as psychological safety. No matter how even if I make a mistake, my boss, my manager, my leader is going to back me. Yeah, I won't make the mistake again and again. That is probably foolishness. But it's okay to do a mistake, but I learn from that mistake. So the fear of failure is not stopping me from moving ahead. But that can happen only if my manager or my leader backs me. The person is trusting me, and the person is tapping into my potential to do to do what not just that I can do, but believes that I can do more than what I am doing today.
Yeah, so that is very much important. When, first of all, when we work, first of all, the conscious leader or anybody should understand you alone cannot do anything. It is only a team. And keeping good people around you, making a good team, motivating them, and getting work from them is the skill. So as you are telling ki the construction is so stressful, and we are dealing with the unprofessional, the laborers who are not educated, even the contractors, they are also not of that level. They have their own skill set, but not that intellectual level where generally in the other industry we have workforce and all. So, first of all, it is very much important for everybody in construction to understand that, and put it in mind. Okay, the stress is there, but just leave it, because you are dealing with that. There is no other way to just run away from that. So, always means since last 30 years, what I'm practicing, my mentor, Mr. Shivan, told me 30 years ago that construction is the simplest thing to handle. Please just talk 10 times in the day and just keep on moving. And I'm practicing that. And believe me, uh, today also it is the simplest thing to handle for me. And that only I teach my team. And when it is supported by the results, because nothing is sweeter than success. So you have to first, breakthrough is make your team get success in one venture. Then you will see the people who are, the inner strength of them is coming out, and then they will give you such a kind of results that you will not believe. And they will give, the importance or the credit to you. It's not actually true, because every human being has at least one thing that God has given him, which he can do or she can do better than anybody else. Sometimes whole life is gone without finding that one thing. But if you find that one thing, then it's a eureka moment, and then you are done. So I have seen around my career that many introvert people, when I gave them chance, I empowered them, I taught them, then what results they have given, and that they were also not knowing if they can do, this kind of things. So always it is like raising a bar. Every day, I always tell my team, be a best version of yourself than yesterday. That one is important because always, if you see, if you increase your capacity or ability by 1% also every day, you will reach where? If you multiply 36 times, you will improve yourself. But if you decrease your efficiency by 1%, then you will see you will go minus so many times in your career or in your individual life.
Yeah,
So that is very much important, how you are able to tell people. But only talking is not a solution. I have seen in life that nothing is sweeter than success. So first you have to be at front, get your team to the success, and they will believe it. And then everything is done by them. You just monitor.
that is that is really beautiful, Shrikant. Yeah, there are many people who don't believe in themselves. As a leader, how are we helping them to believe in themselves, and they realize that, oh, I didn't know that I have the strength. And yes, nothing is sweeter than success. And show them that. And when they see that success once, then for them there is no looking back, because they have already started believing in their own strength. But just that a leader had to nudge them a little to believe in themselves first.
Yeah, it's always there. Means in construction, means many times they say ki, you have done, this record, that record. It is not. Means I have seen. Means many, certificates are there on my wall of fame. We have done this in, so many days. This slab cycle in so many days. This aluminum setting in so many days. The lift installation in so many days. But wherever, when I look back, so it was the requirement of the project, and it was kind of compulsion because of some issues, that time constraint was there. And then how to negotiate that time constraint and achieve the result, that showed us a path. Yes, it can be done in these many days, or it can be done by so many people, and it is easy, it is cost effective, it is time effective. So in my career, at least I have seen, if you try to do something, like for a record or for showing somebody, then you are not successful. But if you try to adjust your capabilities, your strength, to achieve the goals in timely manner, that is also a success. And in that process, you see how you are excelling yourself, how you are raising the bars, and what was not there in the norms, you are achieving that.
So one is tapping into your strengths, understanding the whole picture, understanding the challenges, um, influencing and inspiring the team to overcome the challenges. Uh, those are some of the qualities that I saw when you were talking about your story of, how do you manage projects? And that's exactly my next question, and it's so beautifully getting connected, Shrikant. Shrikant, how do you leverage your strategic vision and technical expertise to bring about innovation, and thereby ensure a successful project outcome, especially in an industry which is constantly evolving?
Yeah, so whenever I start anything, any project, so one thing, I always tell my team, the first thing is that you should know whatever you want to do or you're going to do, start to end. That in our language, we say project life cycle.
Yeah.
So if you know all the ingredients of project life cycle, that is the must. And project is kind of a recipe, you know. So I always give this example to all my associates, engineers. Project is kind of a recipe. If you go and see your mother, she makes a delicious recipe. So for that, whatever ingredients are required, she always have it ready on the kitchen table. And then the sequencing. You cannot put one thing, you cannot break the sequence. So if you know the sequence and if you know all the ingredients, then only you are getting success. Otherwise, project is such an animal that it will then show you where you are going wrong. You know, it's just means you have to tell people, how they will understand that. Uh, then only, the actual the recipe, the tasty recipe is coming out. Na? So if they are able to correlate anything, whatever you are talking, and then only they will understand and then they will, come out to do those work. So always when I start, the vision is very clear. What we are going to do, those goals are very clear, and no, mincing of the words. That I have seen. If you just, give a generalized vision, generalized goals. Okay, we have to do this. So I always believe in a force circulation. Then you will say, ki, then it is a dictatorship. It's not like that. So generally, the vision and goals are given in a clear terms to the team. Then you are allowed to debate, deliberate, discuss. And after so many deliberation and discussion, then again you have to come to the conclusion, which is, accepted by everybody, and everybody has to work in that direction afterwards. I always tell team that, if you are sometimes say you are going in a wrong direction, but you are putting a force in one direction, then somehow you will reach there. It is a matter of time. You may go a little haywire, but you will come. But if you give your force, apply your force in different directions, then 101% you are not going to reach anywhere. So the earth is round, na? So if you go this way, left to right or right to right, you will reach. But the most important thing is that the team should be aligned to the goal, and in a one direction only you should do. So therefore, I generally go by a force circulation method after deliberating, discussing, and everybody accepting to that goals, and then your thing should be very clear what every person is going to do. If you keep that open-ended, then everybody will have their own vision, whole own understanding, and then things may go wrong. So if you want a proper result, then everything has to be stated properly, everything has to be written properly, everything has to be understood properly. That is the main mantra I am following, and I think I'm successful in this, because all the loose talks and loose words or loose the discussions, they don't let you anywhere. That is my firm understanding.
Uh, for all the listeners, um, uh, you know, uh, Shrikant simplified the whole construction cycle as a mother's recipe. Now, that's the beauty of leaders, right? They make the most complex situations look simple so that the teams are able to achieve that goal. Just imagine if a leader behaves very stressed out, or is very confused, automatically the team is also confused. So just imagine the most complex industry, and Shrikant has just simplified it as mother's recipe. A. B. The forced circulation. I love what the way you narrated the forced circulation. Have a clear vision. Let it not be ambiguous. Let the vision be known to all. Build consensus on the goals. It's not a dictatorship. I'm sharing the vision. It's not a dictatorship, but take consensus from the team. Once we have the consensus, all move in that direction only.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah,
I'll remember the
that is
first kind of.
that is most important, because many times, I have heard from people, sir, we are doing, so much of hard work, putting so much of energy, right from 9 o'clock in the morning up to 10 o'clock in the evening. Also, sometimes we are there. Sunday also we are working, and still we are not getting results. So that is the main. It's not about it's about the hard working. It is about the smart working. And for that, therefore, understanding of the subject is very much important. If you understand the subject, you understand the what devil is standing in front of you, what you are going to conquer. It is really tough. But if you understand, then only it is very easy to, deal with those situations. And many times, the civil project, real estate projects are very dynamic. So that intellectual also you have, if you, and for that, you need a time. So if you are doing a crisis management every time, then this dynamism is lost. If project is showing a dynamism, if there are some challenges with political situation, with some environmental issues, some land issues, or some weather issues, then that dynamism has to be dealt, because you are dealing here with a customers, and to whom you are serving. And ironically, what is happening here, people, if be it's a home, it's an office, mall, or anything, people are investing their lifetime money into it. So
Yes.
the most important thing is that you have to deliver on time and with quality. That is most important thing. So therefore, all this dynamism in between the project life cycle, whatever they are going to come, that is your problem. It is not your customer's problem. This, as a conscious leader, you have to understand. And if you want to deal with this dynamism, then you should be free somewhere, in between those 10 hours, what you are working, or 12 hours or 14 hours, what you are working. If you are continuously only got engaged into crisis and only, doing work, 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 then these dynamisms cannot be handled. Then these things, make your project haywire, your timelines are gone, your team is demoralized. They don't understand. I mean, we are, putting so much of efforts, but still we are not getting results. We are getting scolding from, top management, from customers. So this is the main thing, understanding the thing and keeping yourself free at least 20% to deal with the dynamism of the project. That is very much important. So if somebody understands this and work on this, then you are done.
So another key nugget for all our future leaders and the current leaders who are listening: keep yourself free. As a leader, you don't have to be running around 24 by 7. And the wisdom that Shrikant is sharing is give yourself that 20% time to be free, so that you are able to build your strategies. You're able to make clear paths for your people to thrive and not just survive.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shrikant. My next question to you, and this is one question that I've been waiting to ask you. I recently learned about the initiative called Unnati, and believe me, I was so impressed knowing about this initiative. It's genuinely a movement.
Yeah.
Uh, it's genuinely a movement for women in an industry which has been dominated by male counterparts. What is this initiative all about, Shrikant? And that too, it's happening under your leadership.
So, Unnati is Lodha's flagship movement. So, if you see it as a whole, then it is about the woman empowerment. So generally, when we talk about the woman empowerment, what we see, we think, okay, let us, gather some women's in from the area and give them this sewing machine and give that kind of opportunity and all. So Unnati may, yes, doing some part of it, but Unnati is not that. What Unnati is and what is the Lodha's vision, my MD's vision is that nowadays in India, education is not a barrier. If you see, all girl childs are getting education. Most of the girl childs are getting education. They are getting, a good qualification. They are coming into system also. They are working also. But the shocking percentage comes 73% women after marriage, they drop out. And it is required because they have to run their family, they have to support their family. And mother is one who is required for their children because that is the time, first 10 years, where the culture is get inculcated in the child. And that mother plays such an important role that you cannot say ki, this is wrong. But what is happening now? India wants to go from mid-income to the developed nation tag. So from 3.5 5 trillion economy, we are aspiring to go to 8, 10 trillion. We have 140 crore people. Out of that, 50% are women. Now, 70 crore, out of that 30% are only working. Otherwise, some are teenagers, some are old. So with this 30%, this 21 crore males, are we really going to achieve this, the target of 10 trillion? Answer is clearly no. And when we have another 21 crore trained women with us, who are doctors, who are CA, who are engineers, and if we are out of that 73%, if you are not able to utilize, then it's a problem. So after studying the scenario, what we saw, many women after 10, 12 years into marriage, then they are quite free and they want to come back. But now the world is changing so fast. In this 10, 12 years, technology is changing, new technology is coming. So they feel that they are lost and even their confidence is also lost. Eh, Will somebody take us? Can I'll be able to do this? This kind of thing. So mainly Unnati targets this kind of women in the area. We have, centers put up and here we check their credentials and what they have lost in this 10, 12 years on technology. We fill the skill gap on our own, means from our own money. It's free of cost. And then we get the placement partners who will give them placement within 30 minutes, possibly at least 50% of the time work from home, so that the lady is giving you also service and get a time to serve her home also. So that is the main, the objective, to get this well-trained force into our economy to help our economy to grow. So while doing this, this we are, and it's not a CSR activity. Yeah? Let me tell
Mm,
you,
mm,
it's a full-fledged movement from Lodha. So
okay.
then when we were building on this, then the question came, what you are doing for women in construction? So we are a real estate developer. So if you see, there are women in construction, 18-20%, but they are mostly in HR, marketing, sales. But direct construction, if you see, the woman percentage is only 2%. So there is a big problem, and but in problem you always get an opportunity. So the now target is that how to increase this percentage from 2% to a double digit percentage. So in this women in construction, those many things are going on. The one project we have taken over is we are doing at our Abarthane project all women cluster. Now this is a cluster called Casa Verdura, and they all girls are doing. They will be doing all 8 buildings of this cluster, start to end.
That's amazing.
And then with this team of 12, what we thought, why not a design will be also done by a lady who is sitting in the office, who is sitting in a consultant office, because we have two design team. One is a consultant team and then our own design team. Why the procurement cannot be done by a lady? Why a structural design cannot be done a lady? Why HR and admin and HRMS cannot be done by a lady? So all these things are now set, and now team is working. All women, they have started doing the work from last month, 10th of May to be precise, and they are going great guns. So, and what we are going to do here, we are not giving any special treatment to them. They will be, judged against all everything as per policy, as per the set rules. And we are keeping all the track, how they are progressing, what was their, even we did the psychometric analysis also then, where they were, 6 months back when the project was started at that time, what was their, level. And in between also, we will keep on doing this. And our management is very much clear that we will get good results in terms of progress, quality, and more importantly, ethics. Because women are for this, and I have ignited that spark into those girls, that they are not somewhere short, and why they cannot do it. It's very simple. If when you are able to manage your home where all types of people are there, and if you are doing that, then why not a project? One more thing, what it's my personal agenda here. The project will happen, the building will come, the buildings will come. But I want to show them first that project is the simplest thing to handle. And when they will tell, those girls will tell to world, yes, it is simple, then only this movement will continue. Then only people will come into this. So doing one thing and doing the thing, this is a different thing, but doing that thing also differently is my motto, where then only we are going to put now, general our project life cycle is around 2 to 3 years. So we are going to put tremendous efforts in this 3 years. So the outcome should be the building also, and this, the myth about it.
Yes.
Yes, it is not possible for ladies to do it.
Women too.
So that is my prime objective of this project.
So, so, so beautiful. This Unnati program is, Shrikant. It's not, it's catering to two aspects. It's catering to women in the outside of Lodha, in the world. I know it's restricted now to India, but I would love to call it the world. That they have taken a break, but uh, they have the desire to A, come back, and B, you are creating that opportunity for them to come back by upskilling them uh, with your cost, so that they are coming out confidently to work in places, where people will welcome them. The second is the Unnati program for women employees in Lodha. uh, I think you're just the first one to say that uh, all women construction team, and breaking the myth for the women who feel that how is it possible, and you as a leader saying that why it is not possible. It is possible when women are managing the home so beautifully, which has so many other elements: family, finance, planning, whatever you have to say, every ingredient is there. And I'm sure this team, the first batch of Unnati under your leadership, is going to really come out with flying colors, because you have empowered them, you are supporting them, and you are creating a community of women, uh, where other women will look up to, maybe 3 years from now, or maybe from now, when these women go and start talking about it. I am part of the all women construction team at Lodha. So it's a great movement, it's a great initiative, it's a very noble initiative to give back to the community, the society, where women are given their due importance. And you said one more profound thing, that we are not giving them any special status. I was reading somewhere, you need to have so many percentage of women on the board, like 2-member women board have to be
Yeah.
there and all of that. And when you get that quota system, then people start thinking that, oh, she's come because of the quota system.
Yeah.
She is not come because she has the capability. The woman has the capability, but the way it is looked at is the quota system. Likewise, by not giving any special treatment, they are like at par with all the other men in the industry, so they can show their capabilities, and the men cannot say that, oh, they got some special status. That also brings their confidence down at times when you
Yeah.
say that you have been given a special status. So that's an amazing way of giving that respect to your women employees, and kudos to all the women who are part of Unnati at Lodha.
Yeah, I mean, I always believe, you have to do something for the society. It is always, today also, if we see, we are number one by, revenue. We are today also we are earning good. Everybody, including myself, we are getting good salaries. Then why the growth? You know, you can sit, relax, and this also you can enjoy. But no, there is something that you have to grow, you have to give back to the society, you have to give back to the nation. Everything is very much important. So Unnati is one of the initiative at Lodha. We have a Lodha Genius program, and we are working for net zero. After Paris summit, everybody knows now. Just in the May, everybody witness the such kind of heat. Why it is coming? Because of the global warming is coming. We are giving out such so much of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is depleting the ozone layer, which is actually saving us from the direct sunlight. But now it is getting depleted. So you are seeing the nature is changing, the mother nature is changing. We are not getting monsoon on time. In between, suddenly something happens, cyclone comes. So all these changes are going to come. In the Paris summit, it has been told that if the temperature goes up by 2%, then also 30% of the land near sea will go down the water, and it is dangerous thing. And then what we are going to leave for our, the future generation. And it's very much important that this sensitivity has to be, taken by each and every individual, each and every corporate, each and every company, because with our deeds only we are, doing this, damaging the nature. So at Lodha, we are doing this net zero program. Also, we are committed to become net zero by 2035. But with our efforts and with our visionary leadership and our the policies, we are already in 2024 we have become the net zero for first stage emission of construction. So we are progressing in a fast speed towards it, and a very good the practices what we are doing. A dedicated team is now onto this, our ESG team, and then they are doing such a fantastic work, and it is recognized also. We are by far, when we just applied for this compliances, so we came out with a number one company in Asia in this regards, ESG regards, and then one of the first 10 companies in the world. So it's okay, it's achievement, that's okay, but it is our responsibility. First we
Yeah,
have to understand that this is very huge responsibility on us,
absolutely.
and to make understand this to your team, to your company, to your associates, and then to world by large. It is very much important. And I think what we are talking today about conscious leadership, it is not about only the leading to goal, leading to your project, completion, but it is leading your nation also to a proper landmark. And that landmark also with nature, with, conserving nature, with sustainability. Because otherwise you will just win the war. But why, Ashoka got distressed after war? Because after that he saw, I won the war, but what is the outcome? Everything is gone. So I think all these things are very much important, and one should understand this and one should work towards it while, earning money, while doing your business, because that is inherent. You have to do it. It
Yes,
is your
yes.
survival. But while doing that, what you are contributing to the society at large, to our country, to the mankind, to our next generation, that is very much important.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for bringing that point on sustainable development and protecting the nature. And in fact, that's something which I was really wanting to ask you. And thank you for sharing that. How you are making that effort as an organization, not just giving back to the society, but being a responsible a leader and an organization who is working towards making development sustainable by ensuring that there is lesser impact on the nature, and we are able to create a better world for our future generations. that that's what conscious leaders are all about. To all the listeners, it's not just about a leader who's managing people. It's all about your ethical practices. It's all about how you are, how you are creating the psychological safety for your people, how you are developing your people, how you are giving back to your community, how you are safeguarding the community. We are all responsible for so many aspects as conscious leader. And here is a leader who has literally demonstrated every aspect of conscious leadership. So you are the best person to answer this question as well, Shrikant. If you have to rate the top three qualities of a conscious leader, what would that be and why?
Most importantly, first is discipline. Second, I will say perseverance and endurance. And third, this is I also learned in a hard way, is ability to be learn or unlearn. These three, I think, most important parameters or qualities a conscious leader should have. First, discipline, because a conscious leader has to walk his talk. He has to demonstrate from front. Then only you will inspire your team and people will follow you. That is the most important, I think, the quality. Because whatever you say, if you are not true to your word and by your actions also, then people will not believe you. But they will just think, okay, you are one of the guy who just, speaks a theory. So I think discipline is the most important thing. Means today also, when I come to my project office, I'm there before everybody. 9 o'clock, 9:15 sharp, I will be there. Nobody is going to ask me, you know, I can come at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, no problem. But when I stand there in my office and when people are coming after me, that gives, a little full kind of fearful respect also. Okay, no, my boss is coming on time. He's, honoring the time, because most important is honoring the time. If you don't honor the time, everything will be lost. So that discipline is very much important. When you work, you have to stand with them. As I told you, ki, it is very important to give first success, test of success to your team. And for that, you have to be with them. And then slowly you can, take out yourself from them and let them do the work. My cabin, if you see, my doors are always open. Anybody are free to come and ask me question. But the asterisk is that you have to come with at least three solutions to the problem. You cannot come only with the problem. You can say to me, "Ki, sir, I'm not able to, choose from these solutions, but you cannot come and throw problem on me." So then you are again, I'm coming to my that, the philosophy of force circulation. You are making people to think. And it's not that, somebody is sitting there to help you. Yes, he is sitting there to help you to choose if you are in dilemma. The next is perseverance. Many times after a meeting, we'll say, okay, this has to be done, this has to be done. And then if you don't perceive it, because projects are not short-term things, it's not a T20 kind of a game, it's a test match cricket kind of a game. So the perseverance is very much important. And I have seen during the project life cycle, there's so much dynamism comes in between, so many crises come in between. Some joyful moment comes, some sad moments come, some pressure moments come. In that, many times I have seen people are getting out of the way, they are getting demoralized. So the perseverance in the work is one thing, and perseverance of leader to, tackle that, to keep track of that, and don't allow your team to get derailed from that. That is very much important. If you don't keep that track, then at the end you will see, oh, there is something wrong. I mean, I have done my planning properly. I have narrated my things properly, but it is not done. So the perseverance is very, very much important aspect for a conscious leader because it is a continual process. Then adaptability to de-learning. This is very hard way I learned it because many times what happens, people like me and many other people, we have come up with the doing things by our own hands. We were in the operations to the T from our early age. So what happens when you come to the leadership level, you again start you know and it is true also. Yes, you can do the things better in a better manner than other. But when you start showing that, then the people start taking back stance. They will not come out with their whole potential. Means up to last say 6 7 years, the problem was with me also. Just go to site then or anywhere or in the meeting also you will just bulldoze. Arey, you cannot do this. I would have done like this. This is that demoralize the people. So this de-learning or unlearning is so much important for a conscious leader. Yes, wherever it is required, you do your thing. But most of the time, how you are able to, unlearn, give more weightage to your team, allow them to work. So my philosophy is always, and I always clearly tell my team, up to 85% of the work you run on your own. I have given you clear vision, clear goals, and I have my own monitoring tactics how to monitor the person or a team is going right or wrong. But after 85%, I always judge, and it is very clear to the team also. Okay, I always judge कि now last 15% is balance. Are you going to hit the goal or not? And please don't allow me to enter into that after 85%. Then I will be a ruthless person because I don't, allow myself to fail. So as a team, you are also part of me. So we cannot fail. So then that 15% will be a very terrible, period for you. But believe me, 90% of my team, they have understood this and then they don't allow me to enter into that 85% after 85%. So again, this has, inculcated into the culture in their, blood now. And they also take pride into that, you know.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
सबको तो आना नहीं पड़ा. No, उनको हमने, we don't have to be, I'll give you example of one of the school is being, was constructed at our site, one of the site. So now school, it has to start in June, means it start in June.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cannot say कि school can be started after 2 months. It cannot be. So it will be after 1 year directly. So that project was given to one of my team leader. And that time I said, no, this is the goal and you have to do it. That's all. So he was so frightened. He completed the project. And then he was like, why, he's not coming in between and he's not, scolding me. He's not, directing me kind of thing. But that passive pressure was so much and they could also do it. And it was to my sense, okay, this team can do it. And literally that team cried. You gave this opportunity to us and we could do it, you know. Otherwise, if I could have gone in between, the work could have done. But now that team is so much confident, they can take any challenge. So this is the moment where, you should know, eh, do you really want, to get direct involvement or not? So this kind of decisions you have to take. And this de-learning or unlearning is very much important. This many people don't know and don't do it. And what is the result? That they have a very good team, but they go into shell. They don't come out with their full potential. And we just, as a leader, keep on cribbing, scolding. You are not able to do it. You are not able to do that. But really, it's a question to ask, yeah, have we, really taken out all the potential of our team to get the work done? So these three important, I think, the virtues: discipline, perseverance, and endurance, and adaptability to the de-learning are the three main important qualities, I think, from a conscious leader.
Beautiful and so aptly and so essential. Discipline by literally the walk the talk, right? When I walk the talk, people will believe in me. But I say something and I do something, the leader's credibility is lost. Your open door policy and their open door communication and telling them you come with three solutions. So which is like nudging them to think about their perspective, so that you are not the only decision maker, but they take full onus of the solutions that they are giving. And of course, unlearning and relearning and learning new things is a lifelong journey. As a leader, as an individual, when we keep learning, is where we are able to change our perspective. And what we did a few years back may not be relevant in today's scenario or in today's world. And trusting your people. Your story was very powerful, Shrikant, that demonstrated again the psychological safety, trust in your people, empowering your people, your teams believing in themselves. And finally, the outcome was they were all successful, which brought in so much of joy and tears in their eyes. On that note, thank you so much, Shrikant. And before we sign off, I want to take you through a small model that Decode Inspired Living has created around conscious leadership. So, yeah, Decode Inspired Living is all about igniting the transformation in each individual and unlocking their potential the way you are doing. It's about empowering extraordinary results for leaders and transforming lives of the entire team. And when these two things happen, as you rightly said, business, building, all those are outcomes. Business is happening, revenues will come. But how and why? My why has to be very strong. Um, so keeping that in mind, we created this 4I model of conscious leadership. The first I is how an individual is moving from I to who am I? What are my core values? What are my strengths? How am I leveraging my strengths? And are my values aligned with what I am doing? So, having a deeper understanding of who am I? Many a times we miss out on these aspects. And the second I being the interconnect. From correct to connect, the way you demonstrated how you are connecting with people, how you are asking them to find solutions, how you are empowering them, rather than saying that you don't know this, let me correct you. Every time we correct an individual, you're only setting them for failure because they are not learning anything from you. They're not learning anything new. And the other aspect of from driving to inspiring, your stories of unnati, your stories of making net zero by 2035, and already you are doing so many things. Taking ownership of developing the next gen leaders. That's why there are followers. You don't have followers because of your title. You have followers because you are inspiring them. And I know the two women you have identified for the leadership program, how much they were talking about your leadership and they were so inspired by you. And finally, when all these three are integrated, that's when an organization thrives. So this is the 4I model of the conscious leadership that we've created. to develop future conscious leaders. Uh, so thank you so much, Shrikant, for your time and valuable nuggets for all the future leaders. Uh, any last words from you?
Yeah. So uh, I always tell, two, three things to my team. So one I tell as a ice cream story. So everybody, if you give ice cream to anybody, they know it has to be ate immediately. Yeah, otherwise it will get uh,
It'll melt.
melt. But in real life, we don't do that. In real life, we take things, okay, I will do it afterwards. I'll do that. So whoever is, eating that life ka ice cream on time, they are only successful. It's the one thing that everybody should remember. And life is not telling you that your ice cream is melting, but it is already melted. And then you are, eating that water, sweet water. So that's the one thing. Then second thing I tell always to my team, you know, you have to work. When you work with your hand, it is labor. When you work with your hand and your head, then it's a skill, you know. And when you work with your hand, head, and heart, then it's the art. So at least try to become artist, if not magician. Like our Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, then your Roger Federer, they are magician because they work with all this edge and with the passion and God given their abilities, then they are magicians. If you are not able to become magician, at least aspire to become that kind of magician, but be at least an artist. We are very much, happy to become skillful, but it's not enough. You have to become at least an artist because God has given you all the three H, hand,
Yes.
heart, and head. So you have to use that. And the next thing, just go through any history. All big people, you will see they are down to earth.
Yes.
The very, very, the calm, composed, down to earth person, then only he's big. He has to be at heart. So it is very much important. So there's a very good saying by, Dr. Kalam that if you are beautiful, it is God's gift to you. But if you make somebody else's life beautiful, it is your gift to God. And I believe in that. And I always work on that. So I want, the future generation, the people working in the industry to realize this. It is not about the authority. It is about the respect. And respect is earned. And for that, you have to give. And when you give, that only, comes back.
Absolutely. And for all the future generation leaders and the current leaders, lead with your hand, head, and your heart. Let your heart be so expansive that you make somebody else's life beautiful. That's your gift to God. On that note, thank you so much, Shrikant. It was such a wonderful time with you and getting all the wisdom nuggets on conscious leadership from a leader like you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mithun. Thank you.
Thank you.